LSU and Alabama does have that importance that we expected coming into this year. We just didn't know what kind of importance it would be. Alabama is not playing at the level that we thought. LSU is playing at a little bit different level than we thought, but I think that both teams still have a lot ahead of them. I think they have a lot of good football ahead of them, and Alabama is looking to stay at the top of the SEC West. LSU is still very much in that conversation, and a win this weekend would do wonders for them. Jane Daniels has been really fun for the LSU Tigers. I think that that's been one thing. When you look at Mike Denbrock and what he was able to do with Desmond Ritter at Cincinnati, I think you saw a lot of similarities in Jaden Daniels and what he could do. I think no one saw that this would be coming. I don't think anybody expected that LSU could take their game to this level. I don't think anybody thought that Mike Denbrock can make this team that much better. When you look at what Jane Daniels has done in his career, there hasn't been a ton that's shown you this is a guy who can be electric throwing the football. I think the potential is there, but I don't think that there was a ton on the field that made you think at least when he came to LSU that he could do this. This has been one of the more exciting revelations that we've seen. I think that he has been just so electric and so fun, both as a passer and as a runner, that the offense has been able to take steps. I mean, you look at what they've done in the last 4 games: 62 points against Army, 48 against Auburn, 49 against Missouri. And even in the loss to Ole Miss, they still put up 49. They're averaging over 8 yards per play. They are electric. The problem is that their defense is the anti-offense. They are not doing well. They are not playing how they should, and it's too bad because they have a lot of talent, especially guys like Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins is one of the best linebackers, one of the best defenders in college football, and there's just not much getting done. The secondary obviously has struggled at times, slowing down opposing offenses, and maybe that's not as much of a problem, but there is talent on the Alabama offense that can make this very difficult if you're an LSU fan. If the offense continues scoring at the rate that they are, Alabama to me won't be able to keep up. But the problem is that Alabama's offense, or I should say their defense, is a problem. I think that this defense is one of the best in college football, and it's been a big reason why Alabama's been in games. It's been a big reason why you look at the last game against Tennessee. They were down 20-7 at halftime. The final score was 34-20 in a win. So they kept Tennessee to 0 points in the second half. This is a defense that has done well in terms of keeping Alabama in football games, but the offense has to do its part. I think we've seen some struggles from that offense, and you cannot afford to struggle in this game. You cannot afford too many mistakes because LSU will put up points in a hurry. And Alabama's defense is good, but if LSU finds ways to move the ball down the field on this team, then I think that they're in big trouble. That being said, there's plenty of talent to watch. A guy like Jermaine Burton on the offensive side of the ball, having a decent year, but not the big year that everyone, I think, or not everyone, but a lot of people anticipated Jermaine Burton to be an instant impact player for Alabama, but I don't know why they thought that. I mean, you see the talent. I can't really deny the talent, but the production's just never been there. So now you throw in the fact that this is an offense that's not exactly throwing the ball at an efficient clip. I think that Jermaine Burton has a lot to prove still, but there's a good opportunity to do that when you're facing a team like LSU. Caleb Downs has been one of the best freshman in college football. I think that he's been one of the better players that we've seen for Alabama, and he's leading the team in tackles. He has 2 interceptions on the year. Again, this defense is really what's kept Alabama in games, and there's been a number of new players that we've seen step up. That's really been really fun to watch. The problem for Alabama's secondary is that, or the defense in general, is that guys like Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. create nightmares. Even look at the depth that LSU has in the passing attack. Alabama is in a world of trouble if they cannot slow that down. I don't think that there's a ton that LSU needs to do to get even more attention, but I think Alabama has some nice pieces to counter that. Terrion Arnold and Kool-Aid McKinstry have their hands full, and really just the secondary as a whole is in trouble if they can't slow down that passing attack. That's really where this game is determined. If LSU is just throwing the ball everywhere, if they're moving the ball efficiently, they're creating explosive plays, then I don't know if Alabama's got much to answer with that. The offense has yet to show that they can be a blow for blow, punch for punch type team. And that comes down to the quarterback play with Jalen Milroe and it comes down to what the defense can do. I think that the balance offensively plays a big role, but if the defense has a bad game, it comes down to what does the offense do to help them out? 'Cause so far, it's been the defense helping the offense out, not the other way around. LSU has just been so fun to watch offensively. That being said, their defense hasn't exactly shined either. So Alabama could find some success on both the rushing attack and the passing attack because LSU hasn't really stopped anybody. LSU hasn't done a ton to slow anybody down, but it's a little bit different when you're facing a team that can score at a clip. You have like kind of like some other games we've seen this year. You have good LSU's offense versus good Alabama's defense, and then you have more in Alabama's offense versus in LSU's defense. I don't know if you necessarily can determine an outcome based off that because you have good against good and average at best against average at best. The quarterback play, I think, is really where this comes down to because, like I said, LSU's defense, not very good. But if Jalen Milroe can't take advantage of that, it doesn't really matter if LSU is not very good. That being said, Jaden Daniels also has a challenge. This Alabama defense is going to give him a lot of difficulty. I think that he will be challenged to be a good quarterback. He'll be challenged to make a lot of NFL throws, and he'll be challenged to make smart decisions. If he can do that, I really like LSU's chances in this game. If not, I think Alabama keeps themselves in the conversation for a little bit longer. For how I'm talking about this game, it's pretty obvious to me which team I think is going to win this game. I think LSU just has too much firepower. I think that they are too good offensively, even against Alabama's defense. Yeah, Alabama's defense is going to get stops, but LSU is going to score. And I just don't know if Alabama's offense is up for the task because I think if LSU can score 35 plus, Alabama's not going to hang around. I think that if you saw what happened last week in the Tennessee game, if you see that happen again this week, I don't think Alabama has what it takes to make a comeback. I don't think they have enough firepower. And like I said, LSU's defense isn't great, but they have some playmakers that can create stops, that can create opportunities for their own offense. And if they're able to do that, I really like what LSU can do. So that being said, I like LSU. I like them in this game. I think that they just have the advantage. In this day and age, it's all about scoring points, and LSU does that a lot. Alabama, not so much.